Welcome back to Muse. American Ballet Theater's newest work was inspired by the friendship between Chuck Close and Philip Glass. In 1968, Close painted the composer, who returned the favor in 2005 by creating a musical portrait of the artist. Now Jerma L.O. has choreographed a ballet set to Glass's music, featuring a set design by Close.
I'm not sure whether Phil considers it was a favor that I painted and drew him so many times, probably 120 or so pieces over the years from when I photographed him in 1968 till now. The idea that at this point somebody who was so important to me and whose ideas were so similar to mine when we were coming up in the late 60s and early 70s, and to see it come full circle. Plus the involvement with dance. That's what the New York art scene was like in the late 60s and early 70s. That cross-fertilization of ideas, cross-discipline, was really, really important. This is the stuff that I fell in love with.
I started thinking about portraits and thinking, wouldn't it be cool if Philip Glass wrote a portrait of Chuck Close? Since the early 90s, he has been composing piano etudes to explore the possibilities of the instrument. He's always played, but I think he wanted to explore the piano much as Chopin and Liszt did.
I think the music is, from my sense, is made really for dance actually. So it's hopefully, and I find it's going to go together beautifully. It has a dynamic. This particular piece has a lot of beauty and story in itself. So even abstract movement can be combined with that music, and it will be storytelling.
The whole thing seems so narcissistic and self-involved. That I find it somewhat embarrassing. In fact, I wanted to use images of Phil, and they said, "Oh no, this is a portrait of you. That means you have to use your imagery." And so I sort of reluctantly accepted that was the requirement. And then I just wanted to try and talk about what my art looked like at the time when Phil and I were just getting started. And then to try and talk about where Phil's music has gone since then. And it does seem to parallel changes that have taken place in my own work.
This is a classical situation where a lot of artists get together and exposed to each other's way of thinking. So how those influence me when I go to the studio, those experiences that I had about his art. So, make a combination of different art forms and see what comes out.
The costumes had to be something unto themselves, but at the same time fit in almost conceptually in referencing the piece. I think there's a blending, first, of the subject matter being Chuck, he as a person, his life, his technique in painting. Then the element of Philip Glass's piece, the music, and how it conforms to that about Chuck. And then, of course, the extraordinary choreography.
You can go back to Cocteau and Picasso. There's all kinds of times when Rauschenberg did sets for Merce Cunningham to John Cage's music. This is something that we're used to. It happens to be the first. I've always wanted to do something, thought about it, but this is the first time that I've actually stuck my wheelchair wheel into the water, I guess.
C2C will also be presented at the University of California, Berkeley later this month.